You're on.
So what do you want me to say now? That I'm Kevin Charles at News 92 FM?
That would help.
That's me.
And what childhood activities did you do as a child that made you into who you are today, and how did it make a difference?
Well, from the very beginning, I was one of those kind of guys that always went around playing like I was talking into a microphone. But of course, the microphone was a hairbrush. So the imagination was one of the things that I focused on as a kid. I really did. You're laughing at me because I used a hairbrush. It's really all I had, but it was either that or a stick. But I talked into a hairbrush and I pretended I was a DJ on the radio a lot of times. I would play music and talk about music and talk into a hairbrush. So it was just, that was at home. Then when I got into school, I did some other things that kind of got me into wanting to be a performer of some sort. And I was always involved in the school plays. I tried to play sports and I did okay with that, but my actual place where I excelled and had a chance at winning something, you know, on an individual basis even, would have been in the acting for one-act play and that kind of stuff. But I was as involved as I could be because I didn't want to just sit around doing nothing. I wanted to be involved and learn about life instead of just what was in the books.
How did it make a difference, though?
How did it make a difference?
Who you are today?
In who I am today? Well, first of all, I'm sitting right here talking to you right now, and I'm not afraid to do it. I guess that's part of it because it did kind of loosen me up in the ability to go in front of crowds and talk about whatever. And I think it's helped me get to where I wanted to be in my career for sure because the same basic idea. I started out with that microphone in my hand even though it wasn't real, and I worked my way up from there. And it's really just the connections that you make, getting out to know people, that kind of thing still comes back to me all the time. I get notes now from people that I either played football with or played in a one-act play with or something like that. And it's kind of a cool connection that we all have because we all have that one thing to go back to when we were in school. We always claim we won 4th in state UIL one-act play in Grapeland High School, Grapeland, Texas, in the class of '77. And the reason being we were 4th was because they only named the top 3, but we made it to state. And that was one of those times when I kind of learned about goal setting and working together as a team, things like that to accomplish something. And I think that's really important in growing up and learning how to work with Carolyn or anybody else around here at the radio station. I've got to be able to work together for the common cause that we have, and I learned a lot of those skills then.
Awesome.